Is your armor core rusty and dirty? Are you tired of the same grind that's been building up from all of your hard mercenary work? Is Ire starting to look at other Raven's shiny new rides? Well, step right up and be astounded by our brand new cleaning products. Here at Assault Rifle Corp, we offer the best AC cleaning products, guaranteed no visual damage or your money back. Watch as it strips away the top layers of the AC for cleaning and leaving the important internals and limb components unharmed. My, just look at that shine. Wow! If you want to impress your boss at work, you should shine their armor with some of our products, just looking at that cleaning potential. Now that's one hobby boss. Don't let your coworkers look down at your dirty armor core ever again, and try assault rifles for your cleaning needs. Call now for the turner and get a scrubber for free. Yeah, assault rifles are really bad. By the assault rifles, I mean the turner, the stutter, and the AK-47. Let's start off by playing a little game. How many hits does it take the staggered Mr. Training AC?
Let's find out. 1, 2, 3.
When ACs typically have around 1,000 to 2,000-ish of altitude resistance, it takes a lot of firepower to bring them down to a exposed state. While it's not impossible to stagger enemies with the assault rifles, it just takes a really long time. It's not a really viable strategy to assault rifle any bosses. I mean, how the first boss of this game literally teaches you that sitting back and shooting isn't going to work, and you're going to have to play close with a melee weapon. Not to mention that the assault rifles have a problem of bouncing whenever you're in a safe distance from any of the bosses. Not only does the rifles lack impact damage and magazine size, and fire rate, they also have low bullet velocity. Have you ever noticed that the projectiles in this game are less like bullets and more like if someone was pitching a baseball? Projectile velocity feels super slow in Armor Core 6 and affects the assault rifles a lot. It doesn't matter that other kinetic weapons like the machine guns or the shotguns have slow projectile velocity because, well, they'll be playing in a super close situation anyways. Half of the time, unless you're within that 150-ish range, most of your rifle shots won't be hitting at all on a well-moving target. And if you're in that kind of close range, people are going to be nailing you with shotguns and cannons and melees. If you're going to play long range where shotguns are bouncing, well, you're going to be outdamaged by lasers and missiles. The only things that the rifles seem to be good at is keeping enemies from recovering their stagger. However, missiles and machine guns do that better. Even on a ricochet, the machine guns will keep that stagger going. So, what the hell is going on here? Another thing to note is that the recoil status is actually pretty important for assault rifles, because if you want to use 2 of them, you're going to need to prevent the shots from drifting too much. This means lighter arms with really good firearm specialization can't be used in conjunction with, well, 2 assault rifles because their recoil stats suck. So, is that it? Is that the end of assault rifles after you know it? Forced to be a laughingstock forever in AC6? Well, I would say that the game is still young, and people will start to figure out how to incorporate a lot of weapons into their builds, although I'm not sure what niche the assault rifles really serve, besides keeping enemies from recovering from stagger. They're outclassed in probably every single category by other more specialized weapons, although their energy load is pretty light. If we want to say that they are reliable, I guess they are, only in the idea that they have a lot of ammo for you in PvE. But you're going to be burning through a lot of that if you're going up against any of the bosses, because you'll need hundreds and hundreds of rounds to even try to burn through the boss's HP. Let's take a look at each individual rifle. The Turner is a basic starter rifle that's pretty interchangeable with the Stutter. The benefits of the Stutter is that it can actually one-shot some of the lighter enemies, while the Turner will need 2 shots. The Burst rifle, in my opinion, is just bad, and you should probably never use it. you'll hit less than a stutter on any sort of AC targets, and you'll need too much input to use it because you'll need to manually press the fire button every time. The idea for an assault rifle is that it should be a brain dead, squeeze the trigger weapon. If you want a good weapon to keep the stagger going at a mid-range, I honestly just recommend the Turner because it has a bigger magazine size than any other rifle in the category. Now, I do want to mention that the burst rifle is sort of within that like DMR kind of class. It's closer to a linear rifle in terms of weapon categorization in this game, but I think you should honestly be using the burst rifle over the AK-47 every single time. I did try to make a build that is centered around the assault rifles, and honestly, it might not be too bad against medium builds, although not good at all versus tanks and lightweights. Remember, the stagger problem, the impact problem that the assault rifles have is, well, you're not going to be able to out-damage the tanks. So here's what I found that works. Typically in an AC build, you want to find your combo like in a fighting game. This AC is John Rubicon. He's a very simple man. You'll find John Rubicon in his natural habitat using a Scudder and a Turner. He wishes he could put assault rifles on his back as well, but unfortunately there will have to be other weapons to make the build viable. Play this AC in mid-range around 150 meters, and when the enemy is staggered, go in for the broken tetrapod assault kick. That way, you'll be able to actually delete the health marks of a lot of lightweight and medium builds. Just watch out though, this is not the nimblest of builds, and you will be targeted down by missiles. And man, there are so many missile spammers in PvP. If FromSoft ever makes a patch for this game, which I don't know if they will, I hope they consider bumping up the bullet velocity of a lot of the rifles. They also need to increase their range by maybe 50 meters or so. That way, the range of the assault rifle isn't just 1 second or just a boost away from SMG range. The rifles should be one of the most reliable weapons in the game, and not just glorified paint scratchers. Stagger retention is one of their selling points, so let's focus on that. Well, that's pretty much all I wanted to say about the assault rifle class of the game. They're pretty bad overall and only serves as a weak setup for other weapons. But even then, there are probably better setup weapons available. At least they aren't a total gimmick weapon like the Pulse Shield Launcher though. So I'm gonna have to rank the assault rifles at the bottom of the tier list for now. D tier. Thank you all for watching. Please consider joining the Flag Fighters Hangar Bay for Armor Core chats and PvP. Get some water, touch some grass, and I'll see you next time. Adios.